These are some digital SAT math questions, hard. They're from the question bank, hard. And I'm going to show you two ways to do these. One is to do it by hand. And if you know how to do it by hand and know the principles involved, it's very fast. If you have to do these on Desmos, it's kind of like a punt because you can't always be sure that the way you're going to do it is going to work for that particular question unless you're really, really versed in using Desmos for these. But I don't think Desmos is faster in these cases. So better to understand the principle than to try to blindly do it on Desmos. But if you can't figure it out, throw it into Desmos and see if you get an answer. And maybe you'll be right. Or practice a lot of Desmos and then you'll be right. So notice the common denominator on this one. It says this 2 over x minus 2 plus 3 over x plus 5 equals rx plus t over x minus 2 times x plus 5. It's true for all x greater than 2 when r and t are positive constants. So notice the common denominator is x minus 2 and x plus 5. And 2 has x minus 200, 3 has x plus 5. So this one is just, you're going to multiply the first number, the first numerator, by the second denominator, the second numerator by the first denominator, and that'll be what's on top. And then your common denominator is just the two of them. I'm not even going to write that down because I don't need to worry with it. So this can be 2 times x plus 5 plus 3 times x minus 2. And then yes, it's divided by x minus 2 times x plus 5. So I want to get rx plus t. So I'm just going to combine the x's, combine the constants. 2 times x is 2x, 2 times 5 is 10, 3 times x is 3x, 3 times negative 2 is negative 6, 2x plus 3x is 5x, 10 minus 6 is 4. So r is 5, t is 4, 5 times 4 equals 20. Your answer is C. Now, as I said, it's good to know. So remember, whenever you're adding or subtracting fractions, if the common denominator is just the denominator of each fraction, and there's two of them, just multiply the first numerator by the second denominator, the second numerator by the first denominator, and that will be your numerator. But I can do this on Desmos too. Like I said, it's probably going to take longer. But if you really couldn't get to the answer, you say, well, I'll try this. I know this Desmos technique. I'm going to use regressions on Desmos. And let me find this here. Hold on, I'm getting lost. Okay, 2 over x minus 2. So I'm going to put, I always do the fraction first, 2. And I'm going to put x1 minus 2. Oh, what's that about? And then plus, and it's 3. Oh, I'll do the fraction first, 3 over x1 plus 5. And now instead of putting an equal sign, I put a tilde because I'm telling Desmos, I want you to figure this out. Tilde is over the apostrophe key next to the left of 1 on most keyboards. I want you to figure this out. And then it equals to, I'll put my fraction, rx1 plus t, and I will divide it by x1 minus 2 times x1 plus 5. And now it comes up with an answer, but I don't know if this is necessarily correct because this is just, notice it says x1 equals 1. This is just for one value of x, but this is a function, so it has to be for many values of x. You might make a mistake here and say, well, RT is 8 times 1 is 8, not even an answer choice, so you know you're doing something wrong. Well, what I'm doing wrong is I don't have x1 defined to be a bunch of different numbers. It says x is greater than 2. x1, well, let me try this, greater than 2. Let's see. That doesn't work, so I have to put equals, and then I'll give it a bunch of different numbers, 3, ... up to 100. I think you can only put 10,000 values. Well, that's, what is it, 3, 4 would be 2 values. 97, I think that's 98 values. All right, and now I'm good because it says r is 5 and t is 4, and I've got more than one value of x. Notice it doesn't show up here a value of x. X can be all kinds of different values. So r is 5, t is 4, 4 times 5 is 20, same answer. So again, I would make sure to know how to work these, all kinds of problems. This is in math, advanced math equivalent expressions, but kind of a punt, an emergency situation. Go to Desmos and try a regression and see if it gives you an answer. If you can't figure anything else out, you got to make sure you're trying to do these things very fast or you're doing them fast. Okay, here's another. Are these hard? Yeah, these are hard from the question bank, Math Advanced Math equivalent expressions. So here's an expression, 3x minus 23 times 19x plus 6 is equivalent to ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are constants. What is the value of b? B is what is ever in front of the x. And what's going to get you in front of the x? The outside times outside and the inside times inside. 3x times 6, 18x. Minus 23 times 19x. I'm not going to bother doing that by hand because I can just do 18 minus 23 times 19. 18 minus 23 times 19, negative 419. This is a gridded, negative 419. Remember, on the digital SAT, you can put negatives. If you were working the old SAT, you could not. All right, now I'll show you how to do this in case you say, man, I can't figure this out. Well, at least try it with a regression. I'm going to do 3 times x1. Let's see, minus 23. Let me get rid of these, because that's for another question. Times 19, x1 plus 6. I think it's faster. 19, x1 plus 6. Faster to do it by hand. And then I put the tilde, ax1 squared. Whoops, why isn't it typing? Ax1 squared plus bx1 plus c. And that comes up with some values. But see, it says x1 is 1, and this is a function. It's got to have many values of x. So I'll put x1 equals, and I'll put 1. There's no restrictions on it in this case. 1 to 1,000. Sometimes they might not give you the restriction. You'll have to figure it out. But I'll put 1 to 1,000, and then here it says, now I've got a number of values for x. So b is equal to, I'm telling it, here's some values that x can take. You figure out what a and b are, and c. And it says, okay, a, b, and c with all those values of x, because it's a function. B is negative 419, which, again, verifies. So try to know how to do it by hand. It's very quick in a lot of the cases, especially with the hard equivalent expression questions. Very quick to do it by hand. But if you have to, go to Desmos and try it as a regression.